All right, YouTube. You want some picks? Where you're going to get the Week 14 picks right now. You might have to turn your volume up, and no, it's not one of them jump scares bullshit. It's just people are sleeping again. So anyway, I got to do this kind of quietly. So, just a heads up. Week 14 NFL picks, and feeling a little better, so that's good. But anyway, tomorrow night's game, Las Vegas Raiders at the LA Rams. Raiders are a 6-point favorite. Who cares? They're both horrible. But if I'm the Raiders, it's a must win. A must win. And the Rams, they're at home. They need a must win. Both these teams are basically done. I mean, the Raiders, they have a slim chance. They'd have to win every game to even have a chance here on out. Maybe lose one. Maybe. But the Rams are for sure done. Baker Mayfield. Good luck with that. I like the Raiders to win, but I don't believe they'll cover that 6-point spread. I like the Rams with points. They'll lose the game, but they'll cover. Detroit Lions at home against Minnesota. Minnesota's actually a 2.5-point underdog. Let me tell you something real quick. Minnesota has got to be the worst 10-2 team I've ever seen in my life, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, 9 out of their 10 wins have been by, 8 points or less, which, whatever. It's good you can win the close games. But after what I seen last week and what they did against Dallas, I mean, let's be honest. Mike White was, in his 5th, 6th game, and he threw for 360-something yards and 2 interceptions, and they still almost lost the game. If Zach Wilson would have been in, that'd have been a Jets win all day long. So, Minnesota's a decent team, no doubt about it, but I've always said it. I've always had a sneaky suspicion about them. Believe me, Vikings fans, it's nice to see them do good, but those of you guys saying to the Super Bowl, nah, believe me, Minnesota ain't that good. You Vikings fans think the Vikings are this good. You guys are going to see what's going to happen once they get in the playoffs. It might even happen starting this week. So, yeah, I don't believe in the Vikings one bit. I feel like it's a decent team, but they're not as good as their record. And Detroit, wouldn't shock me if they won this game. It really wouldn't. I like Minnesota on the road, but I'm taking a chance. My gut wants to go with Detroit, but I'm taking Minnesota. Pittsburgh, 2.5-point favorite at home against Baltimore. You know what? Even without Lamar Jackson, whatever, I'm still taking Baltimore. Pittsburgh sucks. And believe me, I want the Steelers to win because it helps us, but yeah, Pittsburgh's horrible. Take Baltimore. Cincinnati, 6-point favorite at home against Cleveland. Let me tell you something. After what Cincinnati has done in the last month, you can beat Kansas City. There is no reason on earth you can't beat Cleveland. I know Cleveland's been our kryptonite, but you know what, Joe Burrow, there is no reason. It is inexcusable if you lose to Cleveland. There is no reason for it whatsoever. You lose to Cleveland, that tells me everything I need to know. So, I know it sounds like I'm being hard on them, and the Bengals are playing great, don't get me wrong. But we've been down this road many times as Bengals fans. So you know what? These are the games you should win. You got to close the book on Cleveland's season. You got to beat this team. There's no two ways about it. You have to do it. You lose this game, that says everything I need to know. Take Cincinnati with points. Buffalo, 9.5-point favorite at home against the Jets. Well, whether Zach Wilson is starting this week or not, I don't know. But unfortunately for the Jets, I think the Jets did beat the Bills last week, now that I remember. And I think I wanted to take them last week. Well, the Jets are definitely, if Zach Wilson's starting, the Jets are definitely going to cover that 9.5. But if Zach Wilson ain't starting, then Buffalo's going to cream them. Take the Bills to win either way. But if Zach Wilson's starting, take the points with the Jets. Dallas, 16-point favorite at home against Houston. Now, listen, I know Houston's the worst team in the league by far, and Dallas is at home on a hot streak right now. But let me tell you something. Dallas is another one of them teams I'm fishy about because it took them 3 quarters. I mean, the Colts almost tied that game in the third quarter against them, and that's just inexcusable. I mean, come on. Sorry, I thought I heard a noise. But anyway, 16 points, I can tell you right now, the Texans are going to cover that. They're going to cover it. I don't trust Dallas. That's another team I don't trust. I'm sorry, I just don't trust them. 3 quarters it took for them to get going against the Colts. I understand they manhandled them in the fourth quarter, but come on. Dallas, you can't take 3 quarters against a good team. You ain't going to be able to do that against a good team. You think you're going to go against Philly and do that? No, you're going to get creamed. So Dallas will win, but that's my lock of the week. Houston's definitely going to cover the 16 points. That's too many points to give Dallas right now. I know people looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, I don't trust Dallas right now. Take Houston with 16 points. But Dallas will win. Philadelphia, 7-point favorite at the New York Giants. Well, the Giants should have won last week. Shouldn't have ended it in a tie. But the Commanders, they're playing good. Philadelphia is just on a roll, though. I can't see them losing this game. Take them with the points. Philly wins. Giants with the points. Tennessee, 4-point favorite at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, fortunately, this couldn't have came for a better time for Tennessee because they're on a 2-game slide. They can't afford to lose another game, and they won't because Jacksonville's terrible. So, take Tennessee at home. They'll rebound. Kansas City, 9.5-point favorite at Denver. Well, after Kansas City came off that loss last week, unfortunately for Denver, it's just going to keep getting uglier before it gets better. Kansas City's going to rout this team. Take KC. I know it's a rival game. Usually they're close, but in this case, KC's going to kill them. Take KC. Seattle, 4-point favorite at home against Carolina. Pfft, come on, man. Seattle's going to rout this team. They don't need points. Carolina's garbage. Take Seattle. Geno Smith and company are going to kill that team. San Francisco, 3-point favorite at home against Tampa Bay. Now, okay, you know what? Even without Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't care. I mean, Tom Brady shouldn't have won last week. Fortunately, they did because the Saints suck. But, yeah, they're still favored even without Jimmy Garoppolo. That should tell you something. San Francisco's still going to win. Take San Francisco. Tom Brady, it's done. Time to move on. It's time to move on. Move on. Take San Fran. Sunday night. Miami, 3.5-point favorite at the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, the Chargers are not doing as good as I thought they would be doing. They're kind of doing average. Justin Herbert's really not having that great of a year. They're kind of having a mediocre year. And Miami's kind of on a roll. And they came off a hard loss against San Francisco. So, you know what? I like Miami on the road. And finally, the Monday Nighter, New England's a 2-point favorite at Arizona. Well, this game don't matter to me either way. But I like New England because Arizona's horrible. So there's your picks. I know I had to do a little quiet, but didn't want to miss it for you guys. And good luck to all your teams.